Hey, hey, Patriot family. How are you today on this wonderful Thursday? We're almost there, Camden. We're almost there to
Almost
Friday.
Friday.
Almost Friday. Thank you for joining Open Mic. I am Michelle Posey, and my wonderful co-host today is who, Camden?
Camden Bettinghouse, thank you so much for having me on today, Michelle. If you guys don't know me, I'm a young conservative Christian
Yes.
speaker, author, all the things, but I'm glad to work with Michelle and be on here today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Camden's no stranger to Patriot TV. He was a member of our panel for our Gen Z Homefront episodes. He's done a ton, not only in our area here, but a lot of our young people with the starting up of Turning Point across the country really look up to you, Camden. You've got big, big things on the horizon for you. Thank you for sitting in. Allie is on mom duties right now. She might be joining us in a bit, so we'll see if she gets a chance to peek her head in. But Camden, you know, we always say this is a very open, free speech platform. We're thankful that Patriot TV gives us that right.
Amen.
So we're going to talk about a lot of things, including Trump has officially posted about some things that occurred during the 2020 election. We hate to say we told you so, but we told you so. What does immunity, what effect does that have on, you know, the Supreme Court decision of immunity? What effect will that have on Obama should he come up on charges? We're also going to talk about Trump throwing some shade at the Obama library that's under construction. So you guys are going to want to keep it locked here. Lots of laughter, but a little bit of sarcasm too. Let's open our mic.
Taking back our freedom, back to where we started. We're wearing our red hat tonight. It takes more than just a feeling. Oh, better be believing, and America's gonna be home.
What do you do when they try to cancel you? MAGA Nation, we cancel proof. My red hat stays on. My red hat stays on. You know I love God, but in Trump I trust. November 5th, he gon' ride with us. Our red hat stays on. Our red hat stays on. It's the mayor of MAGAville, the RNC King. 2024, freedom gon' ring. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. I'm still fighting for each one of you. And keep your red hat on.
All right, that's going to be stuck in your head. Just going to be honest, Camden. You'll be like,
I know. It'll be all day long.
And you're welcome. Welcome to Open Mic, guys. We love every once in a while we get a chance to have, you know, like a special co-host or special guest for the hour. Camden, last time you joined us, though, it was on the heels of the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. Really,
Yeah.
We went live because, well, a lot of media, independent journalists, were not doing that. They weren't able to go live. We have the ability to go live on social media. We brought you on because I just kind of want you to lead off the hour, if you could, kind of just telling our viewers a little bit. You've got a really charming Charlie Kirk story, and I think it's pretty special. So do you want to share it with everybody?
Yeah, of course. And yeah, I bet if you guys were watching during those live streams after the assassination, you probably see a difference in me now because those emotions now, it's transitioned into fuel and fire to just continue what Charlie started. But yeah, I actually got to talk to Charlie Kirk on my college campus. I looked up to him. He was a hero. Got a hat signed by him and all the things. It was so awesome to just look up to him like that. And the day that he was assassinated, for some reason, I decided to wear the one shirt I owned. I woke up that day and wore the one shirt I owned with his name on it. And I just took that as a sign from God. And now looking back, I'm like, wow, now I have to continue what he started and just push young people to continue to find the truth, find God, and find all these values, faith, family, and freedom that Charlie Kirk stood for.
I love that, Camden. And you're a big part of the headquarters that we've started here in Southwest Florida.
Yes.
I had the pleasure of having you speak. And it's funny because we had a launch party. For those of you that don't know, we had a launch party here locally. Had a lot of great speakers, even some school board members that showed up, which I thought was pretty cool to speak. But by far the most favorite person who spoke that day, according to all the young people in attendance, was Camden. Because Camden, you're closer to their age, and I think when you say something, I mean, I've got a daughter close to your age. If I tell her something, it's like, okay, mom. If we tell our kids something, okay, mom, okay, grandma. But when somebody closer to their age kind of zeroes in on and they hear it differently. And you're sparking quite a flame that's going to outlive probably both of us. I think it's pretty amazing. We want to get in right now to some current events. You know, we with a shutdown government. I don't know how much it's affecting everybody day to day. Talking to Allie, she's obviously a former, she's a veteran, and so it is affecting some of that. But this is what one of the senators, Montana Senator Tim Sheehy, I didn't realize they voted. Okay, so they voted again yesterday. They're doubling down on stupid, on keeping
What is
it
that,
shut.
12 times now?
Yes, and so they're literally not wanting the fact that Republicans don't want to give any money to illegals for healthcare, and that is the holdup, you guys. That's why they're holding this up. But I didn't realize they stayed through the night, 2 a.m. I think this senator said. And what were they doing on the House floor, the Senate floor, instead of voting? Take a listen.
So at 2 a.m. here, leaving the Capitol, we're listening to floor speeches from Democrats who have closed the government, and they're forcing Capitol Hill staff to sit in here all night and listen to them read poetry while they're not getting paid. So not only are they now closing the government, but now they're forcing our Capitol Hill workers, our police who keep us safe, all of the pages on the floor to stay up all night listening to them read poetry because they think it's funny, because they want to make a statement. So not only are they not paying the government, now as the government closed, they are forcing all these good people in this building to stay up all night and listen to them read poetry. That's how ridiculous this shutdown has become. That's how ridiculous the stupid Schumer shutdown is. This is ridiculous. Let's get back to work. Open the government.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine not getting paid for your job, you guys, and being but so all the staffers are not being paid, but yet they're having to sit there in the wee hours of the morning listening to them read poetry.
It doesn't. It sounds like a joke. I feel like it's just a big joke. I mean, what are they doing? This is our government, and I actually didn't know this, but things like Meals on Wheels are also funded by the government. So we're really actually a lot of people are impacted by this, but all you hear is, oh, the Democrats say Trump is keeping the government shut down. And then you pull up the image of the votes. It's like 55 Republicans, and then it's all the Democrats that aren't voting. So it doesn't make sense.
And let's be honest, all we needed was about 9 or 10 Democrats to stop their allegiance to socialism and just vote with their integrity, because you need 60 votes. This isn't just a majority rule. They need 60 votes to pass this clean CR. And you're right, Camden, there are people that are being affected by this, and which is why I want to hurry and get to this next video. This is the House Minority Whip. So considered kind of in the House, she's kind of a leader. I mean, if you're in charge of being a whip, that means you have to drum up support. Her leadership skills could easily, guys, drum up support to get this clean CR passed. But here's what she doubled down on. They understand how this is affecting you guys, and they're almost proud of it. Take a listen.
I mean, shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously. But it is one of the few leverage times we have.
They're using you for leverage. Tell me that's not a narcissistic relationship with our government. I don't know what to do.
It's just a political stunt. It's like they're not seeing how much it's. She even says it though. She says that this is impacting people, but they're just sitting there and doing nothing.
They're now saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
So I used to feel bad, maybe just a little bit. Okay, maybe not at all, but I tried to feel bad about the times that you call out Democrat socialists and you say, you don't even care about people. You're more interested in this or that. And then you're like, oh, that's quite a judgment.
Actions speak louder than words, though.
Right? They're showing us who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And, the fact that she's the House Minority Whip, that tells me she sits in a very big leadership role. I want to make sure, we said this, Allie and I said this last week, I want to make sure our viewers understand. Obamacare, courtesy of Barack Hussein Obama, Obamacare gave us a mandate for all of us to have health insurance. And if you don't carry health insurance, you are fined. Whether you can afford it or not, you're fined. So you're forced by your government to carry health insurance, or you get fined by said government. What they're holding up the government on right now with this clean CR, what the Democrats are standing in solidarity on, is giving illegals free health care. They're hijacked by the far left. They're hijacked. This is crazy. It's crazy.
And it's made for... Medicaid was made for pregnant women, elderly, disabled people that really need it. And now we're giving it away. We're stripping it away from them and giving it to illegal immigrants. So Republicans came in and they just passed the big, beautiful bill to eliminate some of that. And now
You're right.
Democrats want to just unwind that and start over and then give it to everybody and then take it from the people they need it most. It doesn't make sense.
And that's the redistribution, right? That is the difference between what they consider equity and equality. They are not, in fact, the same. And the idea that you take it, listen, you know how I taught my children about taxes and about equality? We went trick or treating. They all got their candy. We sat down. They laid out all their candy, and I took 30%.
Wow.
And they said, "What?" I said, "Well, you like the roof over your head, right? You like the?" They were like, "That's not fair. We walked all over." Okay, just wanted to let you know. Here, you can take it back. That's government. Would you like smaller government that intrudes less on your life, or do you think more of it? Oh no, not. And there you go.
That's a
how
good way to
homeschool
put
parents
it,
do
though. Good example.
It is, because it's something that you love, and you know you love your independence. And I always say this, Camden, people like you and I know your family very well. They're amazing. They raised you right. Most of the time, as Christians and as conservatives, we are well enough to just be left alone, right? We wouldn't be overly in your face with anything. And I think those that want to see the demise of our country and want to force really extremist leftist things on our country, they bank on the fact that we're going to just be polite. And now you see people like, we try to be nice, but we're not polite about it anymore. Especially, I want you to take a look at this, guys. This is something Donald Trump reposted. It is a message. He's talking about Josh Hawley. I may not agree with Josh Hawley on everything, but he's speaking specifically here. He said, Josh Hawley dismantles CNN's narrative about President Trump's White House renovation. He's renovating part of the White House. Here's the conversation. Going to quote it for you. He says, I'll just say this. I made this point yesterday that I hear all of a sudden from my liberal friends that they're very concerned about our history. The CNN anchor says, really? Yeah, these are the same people who tore down every statue that they could get their hands on for the last 4 years. Christopher Columbus, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt. He says they didn't have any concern for history then. Now all of a sudden, they're like, oh, the facade of the West Wing is gone. It's ironic. Now, if everybody could get on CNN and do that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's funny because the Democrats go right now into these, they have nothing left to say or about actual policy and stuff, so they go to Trump's renovation. They stand on the street for no reason, protesting nothing. Like it's just all these things that don't make sense anymore. There's no actual substance.
Yeah, I was watching. How sometimes when you're just doom scrolling and you come across these reels, I tend to get a lot of comedians. I think because the Lord knows I need laughter, more laughter in my life. But he was saying, talking about the Kings. Oh, it was Conservative Aunt. That's who it was. And he was saying, he's showing a picture of the No Kings protest and like what they're chanting. And he's like, I know the aliens are just like flying by, like we're not stopping for gas on Earth. Like just keep going. It's just too crazy. Because none of it makes any sense.
Oh,
it doesn't
my
make any
gosh.
sense. I also found this report, guys. There's a CNN report from 2010 that says there was the White House renovation during the Obama administration, because Obama renovated the White House too, guys. He spent $376 million. $376 million on a White House renovation. I didn't see a single Democrat mention that.
No one. Nothing.
Just so interesting. It's just so interesting. And with this little keyboard in front of us, we can find this stuff out at the touch of a fingertip. So what is Trump doing? He's actually creating a ballroom. So if anybody's been to or seen pictures from Mar-a-Lago, I know Allie and I have been there. Camden, you're next on the list to go. But he's got a huge kind of a ballroom where he not only has events there, but he allows a lot of nonprofit organizations. I know Moms for America has done events there to do fundraisers and other events. But how wonderful would it be with all the dignitaries that we bring in that visit the White House to be able to have our own ballroom and something that's iconic and just something that shows our pride in our nation. And so that's what he's constructing. And he tore down a little outdoor patio looking thing.
But he's the president. He has the authority to do things like this. I don't know why people make such a big deal. He's the president of the United States. Like they're acting like this is some random guy going in and like destroying stuff. He's the president. He has the authority to make renovations. It's such a little thing.
Yeah. Well, these same people, Camden, they didn't mind when they had like topless trans people on the front lawn of the White House on Easter.
Gosh.
You know, there are things you can do to desecrate the White House, and I don't think renovations are one of them. So I'm glad you
Yeah,
brought that up.
how about when we had pride flags instead of American flags hanging from the White House? I think that was a little bit different than this.
It definitely was. It definitely was. We're going to talk a little bit now about the 2020 election, but I hear a little birdie's just told me I think we have somebody else joining us. Allie, are you there?
Where? Where is she?
Oh my gosh, we can't see you, I don't think, yet on our screen, but no, we'll get you on there. Yeah, they're getting you in. Yep, we're working on it. So, is that my conscience? Wait, Allie can't be my conscience. She knows me way too well.
I think I already am your conscience, to be honest with you. Sometimes.
There
like-
she is.
She'd be like, don't send that text. Don't send that text.
Yeah, no, don't send it. Don't send it.
Welcome,
Give me your
Allie.
phone,
So, guys,
not your keys. It's your phone.
it's your phone. That part is real. And you know what?
Hi,
Everybody should have a
Camden.
bestie.
Hello.
How are you, hun?
Good. I'm glad you're here.
Me
Yes.
too.
Camden is holding down the fort, co-hosting. Guys, I want you guys to take a look at another, I don't know, the tweets that Trump posted. Take a look. He's talking about former President Barack Hussein Obama. He said whether or not he believes that that in 2020 Joe Biden got 15 million more votes than he did in 2012. So this is a good question. Does Obama really believe that Joe Biden outdrove the getting people to the polls? 15 million more, and he said, you know, I think somebody should ask Obama, does he really believe that Joe Biden, quote unquote, beat him in every swing state in 2020, including the black vote, even though really black voters don't like Biden. They didn't
No,
really show up for
especially
him.
when he said, you ain't black if you don't know who to vote for, me or Trump.
How'd that feel, Allie?
That was ridiculous. I was like, I ain't even, and I don't even like, listen. I was mad about it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like for a politician, for someone with a public platform who is elected to say something like that is absolutely wild. Like if that was a Republican, his career would have been over.
Yeah.
But because he's a Democrat and Democrats are the party of the plantation keepers, I mean, this is just what happens. They get away with everything.
They do.
And I'm getting
You
hate
said-
because I talk about that. I talk like that on TikTok, and they're like, "Hey, you're such a blah blah blah." I'm like, whatever, yo.
We've said it here on the show before.
Listen, our Constitution is the great equalizer. The reason why we have had segregation in this nation is because we have had gross misapplication of our Constitution. When it says freedom for all, it literally means all persons, all colors, all races. It doesn't matter how you feel about the person. It doesn't matter if they're darker than you, lighter than you, have blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes. It doesn't matter. We are all equal under the Constitution. We've just had gross misapplication of it.
Well, guys, I want to show this video because we referred to the Supreme Court ruling that basically gave Trump immunity while he was in office for certain things. So obviously Barack Obama has immunity from some things while he was in office. So when we're seeing a lot of these, referrals for indictment, I know Barack Obama. I know he's on that chain. Take a listen to John Solomon speak about this, and will we ever see Obama get charged? And then Camden, I want you to go first with a response. Take a look.
I want to address Obama for a second. I know President Trump has every right to be frustrated with him. I think President Trump's analysis last week was right. I think my immunity rule might protect him on the original charges. That's what most legal experts tell me, that ruling is so sweeping it will protect Obama for what he did in office. However, Barack Obama can now be summoned before a grand jury. He cannot take the Fifth Amendment because he has immunity from prosecution. He'll have to tell the truth. If he lies as a private citizen about what he did as president, he'll no longer have that immunity. And that is a trap that Obama is sitting potentially facing. And I want to say the irony to that, because on January 5th, 2017, he presided over a meeting in the White House where the FBI had just cleared Mike Flynn of any wrongdoing, and they schemed in that meeting how they might be able to jam up Mike Flynn. And they came up with the idea, we'll lure him into an interview, catch him into a lie, and then prosecute him that way. Barack Obama now is about to face a potential similar situation as the one he created unfairly for Mike Flynn.
John, where do they...
I don't know. Camden, what do you think? You think he'll tell the truth?
I don't know what he'll do, but yeah, that wouldn't be something that would be covered by presidential immunity because he would be testifying as a private citizen, and if he lies to the grand jury, then that's in itself just circular. So he would. I don't know if he would tell the truth though. I mean, let's be real. Let's remember who we're talking about here. Someone who's lied to millions of people before, and he had the charm when he was in the White House. He had the
Yes.
he the
is
public
charming.
perception. He
I
was
know.
charming. So that's where a lot of people will go. But was it all true? We don't know then, and will it be now? I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard because we almost like you lose a little bit of hope. But then I also believe in it's some people call it sweet karma. It's reaping what you sow. So is it kind of almost like a God moment that the trap that he tried to set after they exonerated General Michael Flynn is the exact potential trap that he could be sitting under? He has the opportunity now, guys, to sit in front of a grand jury knowing he's immune and really let it all out.
I hope that he does tell the truth. I mean, if not, I mean, jail scares people. It does. Federal prison scares people. And I honestly, I don't think he's going to risk going to prison, federal prison or Guantanamo, wherever they're going to put him, for lying on the stand. Cause once you open that door and that lie is said and they know that you've lied and they can prove that you've lied, that immunity goes out the window. And I don't know anybody that would risk immunity.
So this brings me to a question that I almost can't believe I have to ask. I am hoping and praying that the grand jury will ask the right questions.
Yeah, the question is who's going to be the grand jury because
that part.
they're gonna figure out a way to get him out of this.
And is it going to take place in D.C.?
Unless it's fair. Yeah, we don't know.
Bring him to Florida. Mike Flynn now lives. General Michael Flynn's residence is in Florida. I think that would be fun.
But I also think when you have a jury of your peers, I don't think it's everyday regular people. I think a jury of his peers should be people that have his like status or stature, right? In essence, in a way, because how can a president or a former president essentially be a peer for someone that works on the dock, I guess. I don't know. It kind of makes it's a little strange for me. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I would really I would hope that they would do jury selection, which I don't even think there is a jury. I really, since it's grand jury, I think it's just the judge that makes the decision. But I do think that we need to figure out who that judge is going to be, who the prosecution is going to be. And will they ask
televised? Can we have it televised? And I want to see
that
it.
part.
That I will pop popcorn for.
Ooh, and some wine. Yes, ma'am.
But like you said,
crackers?
Michelle, like you said, it could be a God thing because it's funny how it comes back into the same situation that he put someone else in. But the truth will eventually come to the light either way. We don't know when, but it will. So that at least we know that.
Yeah.
And that's been our prayer for years. I know, and I believe that's why God spared Trump's life. In Butler, Pennsylvania. I believe that's why he's currently our president. And this is another reason why he's president, because he is like spring cleaning, and it ain't even spring. He's deploying.
I love it.
Take a look at this. Trump deploys 100 federal immigration agents to San Francisco. So basically ICE agents. It's one of the largest enforcement moves in a sanctuary city in years. And San Francisco has long been a beautiful city. It's since been run down with needles and drug use and all the things on the streets. But so I'm sure he'll send people in to clean that up as well. But he's starting first here with illegal immigration. Why? Because they're a sanctuary city.
Can you just explain that? What is it? What exactly is a sanctuary city?
So a sanctuary city is, and this is why home rule is so important, because your local mayor, your local county commissioners, and obviously somebody like your governor, like Newsom, that they have in California, can determine either your whole state is a sanctuary state, or they can determine that your city is a sanctuary city. So San Francisco is joining the ranks of Chicago and New York and saying, not only are you welcomed here if you are an illegal immigrant, but we will also do everything within our power to keep federal ICE agents from coming in and arresting you
and removing you
back.
and
that
sending you back.
cannot be legal.
It's not.
How can you stop the
it's
immigration enforcement from enforcing immigration policy. Like
Right.
what?
It's impeding in federal law is what you're doing. You're aiding and abetting criminals, which is
Yeah.
also illegal. So you cannot, the state government cannot effectively keep the federal government from operating within its lane.
Yeah.
It's different if it's unjust. It's different if it's
Like a mandate. Yeah.
Right, like a mandate, like a vax, like, you know.
But if they're
mandate.
illegally here anyway, that's already
Exactly.
enough for them to be able to
Exactly.
do that. But we all know, or at least I know, why they're trying so hard to not let them in, because they're trying to get as many illegal voters as they can. I mean,
Well, there's already been evidence to prove that they've had hundreds of thousands of illegals vote in our last election.
yeah,
in several states.
It's obvious
Not
that
just
that's the
California.
reason.
Yeah.
But California, you know, and as somebody who's lived there for a short time, it always blew my mind. I never met a liberal I never met anybody who admitted to voting for Biden. We were around Hollywood.
Yeah.
But either they didn't vote, didn't care, or they were like closet Republican. And I'm always like, so because I would say, this is your stuff that you voted for. I hope you like this. And they're like, I didn't vote for this. And I was like, you didn't vote for it because you didn't know, or you didn't vote? Oh, I don't get into politics. Okay, the other one, I didn't vote for this. I voted for Trump. Oh, so I'm like, how do you end up with these people elected? It's because of the way the gerrymandering, the way the districts are drawn based off of unfair things like race, which you're not allowed to do. And then it's also based off of not having any voter ID. Allie and I showed a short clip, like right around the time of the election. It was an insider who came in to vote in California, Southern California, and tried to give their ID. And the lady says, no, I'm just asking you to confirm your name and date of birth. Is it such and such, your date of birth, such and such? Not give me your name and date of birth. Are you this person with this date of birth? And he said, I may or I may not.
Oh my gosh.
And she still gave him a ballot. That's crazy.
Ridiculous. Can we not pass a federal, like with Congress, pass a federal bill that says you have to show ID when you vote? Why can't we do that?
You know, it's interesting because elections, thankfully, in the way they're carried out, are left to the states. It's one of the powers that the state has. But only allowing U.S. citizens to vote in elections is a federal thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Camden.
I got another warning on TikTok.
You can't just bring in ID?
You got a warning on TikTok? Are we live on TikTok with you?
Yeah, only because we're talking about elections. Like, nobody said
Are you serious?
It's crazy.
Smartmatic.
It's like you're live as flag for civic election integrity.
It's called open mic for a reason.
Right.
What else can we say? TikTok, Smartmatic.
Come on, TikTok.
George Soros. Let's see. Let's just see how we can get kicked off. No, we don't want to kick Allie off.
Trump won the 2020 election. Sorry, that's gonna get you banned. Sorry.
Guys, tap that screen for me, and let's keep us in the algorithm so that we don't get Allie Leger banned off of TikTok. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord. Well, that's pretty funny. And we've said worse things. Camden, you know how they say you can judge a person by the friends they keep? I'm just going to let you know. I think when I see the boldness, more and more boldness coming out with you, I want to take partial credit. I think Alex
I'm taking credit. Your aunties are taking credit.
You're right. You become your 5 closest. So I agree.
Very true.
I love it.
Very true.
I want to jump ahead because I don't want to miss this. Krista, if we could jump ahead to the very last asset for this before the commercial. Because President Trump is doing what Trump does the best. You know, he's a builder at heart. So somebody asks him about Obama's presidential library. And this is too funny. You guys got to see this. Take a look.
You're building your ballroom right now. They're also building the Obama Presidential Library. I'm wondering if you've seen...
He needs help.
Have you seen pictures of the
He needs help.
Yeah, I did. It's not too pretty. It's closed. It's stopped. They ran out of money. I mean, he's building a library / museum. You know, you call it some museum, and usually they call it library and museum. That's the official name. And they're stuck. And he wanted only women and DEI to build it. Well, that's what they got. And the construction workers are standing out there and saying, we want to be able to build it. You know, I built a great building in Chicago, as you know, a big, beautiful building, one of the tallest buildings in the country. and we got it built very quickly, very well. And we use the construction workers of Chicago. They're great workers. They're great construction people. And I suggest that you get them involved. But they're hundreds of millions of dollars over budget. And I think it stopped.
Wow.
Reading these terrible stories. But that's the way our country was run under President Obama, too. Nobody knew it.
Interesting.
Wait, but why does it look like something prehistoric? Like it looks like a mound that somebody lives in like the 1300s.
An ancient, like, little rock.
Right, like an ancient civilization. Did you see that little little window, like not even to like anything else?
Trump is so funny.
Great.
I don't know how people don't like him. He is so funny.
He's hilarious. I love him. He is so funny.
Like it's not good. It's not pretty.
Oh my gosh.
It is the worst building I've ever seen.
He said, well, they wanted women in DEI to build the whole thing. Well,
that's hilarious.
It's true. He's true. He speaks facts and he's funny at the same time. It's so good.
He's hilarious. We love you, President Trump. Guys, we are going to take just a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere because, I mean, we're three times as nice today, right? We've got 3 hosts, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Open Mic after this message.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OPENMIC for 10% off your order.
Gold IRA companies are a dime a dozen, especially in conservative media. We vetted out 34 companies and chose Augusta Precious Metals.
With the lowest across-the-board spreads in the gold IRA industry, Augusta saves Americans thousands of dollars.
They are the only major gold IRA company that has 0 complaints from their customers. 0. None.
Augusta Precious Metals does not have commissioned sales reps, which means their goals are aligned with yours.
They were the only gold IRA company that demonstrated integrity and transparency without using gimmicks.
The informative one-on-one web conferences by Augusta Precious Metals answer all of their customers' questions before they make a move.
If you're ready to learn about protecting your wealth and retirement with gold and silver, request your free gold guide from Augusta Precious Metals today.
Visit patriot.tv/gold. That's patriot.tv/gold today.
That metaphorical red hat that stays on. Welcome back to Open Mic with Allie and Michelle and our special guest host, Camden Bettinghouse. Guys, if you're not already following us, what the heck's wrong with you? I'm just kidding. You can follow us at
That's
Michelle
one way
Posey.
to say it.
That is what he's like. That's one way to say it. Listen, I just got
Might be why
asked
we're
on
single.
TikTok.
I don't know.
I just asked on TikTok, how much is Trump paying you? First of all, what?
Wait, let's negotiate that. Is there a payment involved?
I know, right? No. Why would
Can they send us a link? Because I don't know anything about that. That's not.
Why would a sitting president pay independent journalism?
Well, because that's what they've seen from the lamestream media and the way they're owned through monopolized corporate empires.
Right.
And they work for deep state. So you've actually just pieced it together, sir or madam, who said that. You pieced it together. You're just about 4 or 6 years too late.
Yeah, it's the wrong administration. And this is why we advocate to repeal the Smith Modernization Act of 2012 so that news media can no longer propagandize to the American people.
Well, guys, you ready to get your blood boiling a little bit?
Let's
I know we
go.
just watched the anniversary of 9/11 not that long ago. Would you have ever thought that 24 years later you would see "Death to America" chanted proudly in the streets of Dearborn, Michigan? Take a listen, and this is Rashida Tlaib's district. Listen to what she had to say about it. Take a look.
That's in Michigan?
Not a great look. The mayor condemned it. The White House condemned it. But what about Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib? She reps Dearborn. Is she okay with her constituents chanting death to America? Fox Business correspondent Hillary Vaughn asked her. Watch.
Congresswoman Tlaib.
Fox News. I don't talk to Fox News.
At a rally in your district,
Oh my
people were
God.
chanting death to America. Do you condemn?
Talk to Fox News.
But do you condemn chants of death to America?
I don't talk to people that use racist tropes.
What?
Why can't you just say whether or not you condemn people chanting death to America? Why are you afraid to talk to Fox?
Fox News is not. Listen, using racist tropes towards my community is what Fox News is about, and I don't talk to Fox News.
Is death to America racist? Is chanting death to America racist?
Talking about your guys' racist tropes. You know, you guys know exactly what you do. And I know
We can bring it back, Krista.
But you guys got to go deal with it on your.
She got in her feels.
What was that? Oh my gosh, she's gross.
I don't. Allie's looking for something to throw.
If you
I can
shout death to America why should you even be here if you're going to say that in
Then
our
go
country?
home.
That's
Right.
ridiculous.
It literally takes 2 seconds to be like, yes, I condemn that statement.
Yeah,
Doesn't
what?
matter what news outlet you're talking to. Yes, I condemn that statement. That's what makes the difference between Republicans and Democrats. Republicans don't care what network they're on. I've seen several very staunch, very, very, very hardcore MAGA America First representatives go on CNN and hand them their can of you know what to their face. Okay.
Well, and I saw
Respectfully.
are we now discriminating against networks? I mean, I know Trump will say he doesn't answer reporters' questions when they're from certain networks, but he'll go on to answer the question, just not
Exactly.
talking to the. Do you know what I mean? Like
Right.
you can't wait
Yeah.
to answer the question. This is very interesting.
Death to America should not be something that is chanted in a no, just period.
Just get
Not
out
at
of
all.
the country if you're going to say that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the reason why we talk about this is, we're watching. All eyes are on the New York City mayoral candidate race. Obviously, they had, I guess, another
jihadist.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah. Mandami and he doesn't pull any punches. He's very charismatic, Obama-like. Kind of reminds me of like a younger nephew.
He says that Rashida Tlaib is an inspiration.
Lord
for him.
Jesus.
They were on a Zoom call, and he literally was like, "I appreciate everything you've done in Dearborn." I'm sorry, what?
Wow.
Well, there was a debate last night between the three candidates that are left now for the New York City mayoral candidate election. And Cuomo and, I'm sorry, forgive me, I don't know the third party. I don't know his name, but it escapes me. But that's the issue right now that we have with this three-way race is that I'm afraid that those that are not, because we told them, vote for anybody but Mandami. Well, now there's two choices. And I almost feel like one of them should drop out of the race to allow for,
Honestly, I think Cuomo should drop out. And the reason why I think Cuomo should drop out is because nobody in New York with a brain is going to actually vote for Cuomo.
Oh, did we lose connection? Are you good?
The Democrats are not going to vote for a Republican, though. These people just hate. They don't care. I think they would do anything before voting for a Republican, even a socialist.
You're right. And he's so everybody, all eyes are on that. If you're watching us from the New York City area, don't sit on your best intentions. Get out and vote. We're also watching November 4th for a potential turn to Chitterelli, the New Jersey governor race. Guys, we can make New Jersey red. That would be wonderful. In Virginia, we've got Winsome Sears, former lieutenant governor, now ready to step up in the governor race. And African-American woman, everybody should be voting, right? We should all be voting. Not that race matters. So
No, but
watch
seriously, I mean,
those
Winsome
races.
Sears is an amazing. She is absolutely fired. She's so amazing.
She's a good shot too, from what I hear.
Really, I mean, she really is. She's prior service. She's great. I think that you have Byron Donalds who's there helping her. You have Black conservatives that are helping her. You have TPUSA that is helping her in Virginia, trying to get the word out. You also have Brandon Strzok, who's the CEO and founder of not Turning Point, of Walk Away, the Walk Away campaign, Walk Away movement. out in New York City. He's putting out really great content, trying to get people to turn away from Umdani because of his radicalized policies. I mean, he's really trying to strip away all of the like police. He essentially is going to reel back like safety and security in these neighborhoods. It's very disheartening to see that young folks, Gen Z, are really supporting someone so radicalized from a different country that doesn't even allow their women to speak or dress freely.
Yeah, Sharia law is so
right.
dangerous to
It's
this
so
country.
terrible. It's
It's
absolutely
incompatible. And I think it's a lack of education for the young people voting for him, because if there's a candidate that tells you that they're going to give you free everything, free buses, free house, like free grocery, like whatever, then it's obviously there's something off, and they're just trying to get you to vote for them. Like
Right.
nothing is free.
Nothing's free.
All it's
And your
going to do
taxes are going to go up.
is make you pay. You're still going to pay for that through your taxes, and it's going to be through the roof. And all the businesses and billionaires and
They're gonna
big
leave.
businesses are going to leave,
You
and New
think they're-
York is going to have no money in their system. It's ridiculous.
Yes, you think there's food deserts now, right? You think that housing is unaffordable now. You think that, paying the rates and taxes that you're paying now, which New York City and is like one of the highest tax cities.
Oh yeah, and
in
they're all going to
America.
come to Florida, and I'm just like, no,
No, you're not.
Took
You're
me
not
55
coming to
minutes to
Florida.
get to work
sorry.
today.
I'm so sorry. Stay. And I just want to address something. I'm
Yeah.
sitting on TikTok. I'm being called, not just myself, but conservatives that look like me, that are brown skinned, where people can't determine on whether or not we're Hispanic or black. They're calling us Uncle Toms, right? So again, your racism is showing because we have interests in putting Americans first. Because again, color and race it doesn't matter. When you are an American, period, you want American taxpayer dollars to go back to the American communities that you are a part of. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean giving it to people that have come over this country illegally, criminally, and or giving it to foreign interests that do not benefit Americans on this land, that do not benefit American interests worldwide, and do not benefit America in general, period. If that is voting against my interests, how?
To everybody out there who calls you an Uncle Tom and who calls me and others and probably Camden Nazis and all these things,
Ugh.
because we're a part of a Republican conservative America First movement, I have to ask you, George Wallace, who stood at the doorstep not allowing black students to enter into school, what party was he from?
The Democrat Party.
Get your
Black-
history right.
This is the problem.
I've never
with
once-
education, though. Education has not been truthful about the founding of our nation.
Martin Luther King.
Yes. Black
Republican.
Christians got hand in hand with Christians from Europe that came over here to escape tyranny from the king in Europe. And they started the Republican Party. They wanted to end slavery because they knew it was wrong, period. And they locked arms with black slaves that were here in America. Did you know that the first person that actually went to English court in Virginia complained that he could not get his black slave, he was a black slave owner, could not get his black slave to do what he wanted to do what he wanted him to do, and he had the court rule that he could have him for the rest of his life. That is how slavery ended up in America.
And it's still
By
here.
a black slave owner.
Slavery is still here, and it's the Democrat Party. What they're doing is keeping the whole reason they talk about race and all these identity things is to keep people chained into the party, because that's how they get their votes. That's the only way they can even do it. And more people like us are starting to wake up in it, and especially since 2020, we've seen such a change in a lot of people who say, you know what, they're just lying to me. This is dumb. We don't care about our color. I've never once walked into a room and worried about the color of someone's skin when we're talking about making our country a better, safer, more prosperous
100%.
place. No one thinks about that except the racist ones.
And
who
I am
call,
so
who call
tired of-
everyone else racist.
I am so tired of having white liberals tell people of color that they are voting against their own interests. I am so tired of white liberals voting for these egregious policies in areas they don't freaking live in. You don't live in these areas. How are you advocating for defunding the police in areas that absolutely need them? You don't live there.
Yep.
The
Allie
people
and
that live
Camden-
there want the police to come in and help keep the area safe, because when their area is safe, they have more interest, more businesses come into the area.
Yes.
The area flourishes. But when you keep these policies coming into these inner cities, whether you're black, Hispanic, white, Indian, it doesn't matter. China, it doesn't matter where you're from. If you're in any of these inner city areas and you're voting to defund the police, you're voting for more crime and more discrepancy. It's
absolutely
disgusting.
Well, and so that this issue of race, it's no different than when people talk about us for our faith. I was just telling them yesterday, Camden, I was at a school board meeting, and the Christian nationalist thing gets thrown around, Nazi gets thrown around, and it's like, oh my gosh. We're going to pivot just a second because I think there's a new term that we all need to come and we won't be called this, but there is a new term. It's called narco-terrorist. I guess because we've determined that the cartels are now terrorist organizations, we can now, when they're trying to bring narcotics into our country, we can call them narco-terrorists. But man, we are a great shot as a country. Take a look at this. This video. Hold on. Yeah, so this is breaking. Secretary of War just posted our Hegseth just posted another video showing the U.S. military taking out narco-terrorists. Oh, I'm gonna go bring some drugs. Oh, no, I'm not. Not today, Satan.
You know what this is? It's called deterrence. People will stop doing this if they see this is what happens to them if they do it. It's as simple as that. That's why we need to do things like that. That's why you have to. Or else, oh yeah, it's fine. We won't do anything to you if you bring in these things and bring criminals and drugs and all this stuff into our country. We won't do anything. No, now we have a president in charge who says, we're going to stop you. And that's exactly what you need to stop the rest of the people just to see that happen. They're not going to do it anymore if they see that.
Deterrence. That's the find out part of FAFO. That's the FO.
I think it was funny that Hakeem Jeffries spent like an hour discussing this in Congress, talking about how you don't even know if those people were actually carrying drugs. I'm like, first of all, you really think our intelligence?
Yeah, we're just shooting. We're just doing it to random boats in the ocean.
The one was a submarine.
Okay.
What person do you know in South America that owns just a random, like on a Tuesday, out in a submarine? Like seriously,
they got to be a narco-terrorist.
God. Well, guys, okay, keep that energy up because I want you guys to see this. Congressman, obviously a Democrat, Roger Garcia is now talking about a new, Crystal, we're going to skip ahead to the ICE tracking system. Oh my gosh, they have a system. They can't track votes. They can't track illegals. They couldn't track the young people that were coming across the border illegally and now sold to God knows what, but they're going to track ICE. Take a look.
Next couple of weeks, the Oversight Committee will be launching on their website a master ICE tracker where we're going to be essentially tracking every single instance that we can verify that the community will be able to send us information on.
I'm sorry, what?
So let's not track the illegal criminals in the country. Let's track the law enforcement officers who are protecting the citizens here. Let's track them. How about that? That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
But God forbid we ask them if they're insider trading. God forbid we track the 400,000 missing children that came over this border. God forbid we track the children that are human trafficked through HHS and DCFS. God forbid, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous. We're going to track ICE, and we're going to track if you're wearing a mask, and we're going to track if you've been vaccinated. We're going to track if you said this on social media. We're going to track if you said that on social media, but we're not going to track the stuff that actually matters.
Well, and listen, it's heating up.
That's the rhetoric.
But it's rhetoric against ICE. So now you have Democrat leaders standing there talking about ICE is such a threat. We've got to track them. It creates such an issue when you've got people saying something like this in downtown LA. See if you can take a listen here.
Don't forget where you're standing. This is South Central Los Angeles. They are not the only ones with guns in this city. They're not the only ones, and don't forget that. And I don't say that because we're calling for violence. I'm saying that because the people have every right to defend themselves against masked, unidentified gunmen with AR-15s and other military rifles.
I'm sorry, but you're not going to do that for the school shooter.
No. You're not going to do that for the gang violence in your backyard.
That part.
You're not going to do that. Yeah. I mean, really?
But you're going to do that for ICE agents that are literally doing their job and enforsing federal law?
I don't know if you guys saw
federal law.
I don't know if you guys saw the No Kings protests the other day, but so many signs. I saw plenty, even in our area.
Yes.
Signs that said 86 ICE. And then there was a guy that spoke even in Sarasota saying kill ICE. And stuff like this. This is what happens when you have Democrat leaders constantly spewing the violent rhetoric that they have been for so long. They're just continuing to do it, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, they said it about you had our own former FBI director who's now under indictment, but James Comey, with his cute little seashells somewhere, better not have been in Florida, but it was 8647. We saw it here in Sarasota. People with signs, 8647. 86 is the term that means draw no more air. 47 is the 47th president of the United States. This is now becoming mainstream.
And these people are putting their lives on the line to protect the citizens here.
My live was removed.
Of course it was.
I wonder what pushed TikTok over the edge.
Information.
What did we say?
Tell me it's false information, because I have we show the video.
I know we showed the video, but it still says false information. It's false
information. This is ridiculous.
Allie, you have a darker skin. You're not allowed to speak for darker skinned people.
So my live access was removed. I can't go live until I'm restricted.
Appeal it.
30th.
I'm sorry, Allie.
It's all good.
I always wonder. It's just like when people block you on social media. You're like, what finally did it? I want to know. It's so exciting.
It's all good.
It's so exciting. This is nothing to play around with, and it gets worse. My family in Illinois send me a lot of things. Here is Governor Jelly Roll himself, Governor Pritzker from, and yes, I meant that to be a slander at his weight, because he could use a jog. But this is him talking about the pre-Holocaust issues. Hey, I can say that. I lost weight recently, and it wasn't easy. Okay, I'm just going to say. But pre-Holocaust, he's talking about the Nazis, and he's so belligerent about history. He's got no freaking idea what he's doing. Take a listen.
This is what happened. This is what happened. People's rights started getting taken away. People got accused of being immigrants. This is before the Holocaust really took place. People were accused of being immigrants, and then laws were passed to limit immigrants, and then people who weren't actually immigrants were called immigrants, and then it was othering people, and that led to a lot worse things. What I'm saying is that this is how authoritarian regimes do it.
Pick up your Constitution, sir. We have laws that show who is here legally and who is here illegally. So we're not changing them to calling them illegal. They're here illegally.
Absolutely insane.
And then he'll turn around and call you and I a Nazi, which is so funny. Because how are you?
I think they're projecting a little bit when they say things like that.
1,000%. It is 1,000% a
Doth
projection.
protest too much? Okay.
Yes, Brutus. Yes, Judas. Yes. Yes, they are. It is a huge
My
projection.
friends and family in Illinois, I love you. Don't come here. Stay there and fight. Not fight like, fight, but like fight with your vote. And listen, we're going to, because of this Supreme Court decision, I think we're going to see them favorably rule in Louisiana. And this is going to alter us being able to redraw district lines fairly. And Illinois is going to come into play as well. Can we end on kind of a fun mic drop moment for Mike Johnson, who we've called out really harshly here on this show many times, but then he goes and does something like this. Take a look. This is outside his office in D.C. His office in D.C. right now has the clip playing with that whip.
Yes,
that's funny.
Leader Katherine, where she's talking about, we know this is hurting you guys as American citizens.
How much
we just
do I love
care.
that? Oh, I love that so much.
Cute. That's cute. Allie, you and I will be traveling to D.C. in the very near future. So maybe we can, would you like to visit like Rashida Tlaib, and maybe AOC? I bet they would initially let us in the office because we look very much like we're not trouble.
We can try. But I swear, if I get hands put on me, we might have a problem.
If you see either one of us going like this, taking the earrings off, just run.
Because they like to initiate stuff like that, but don't expect retaliation. But I'm not saying that I would retaliate. I would let it go and then just call somebody, and I would never let it go.
We would do this. We would video it.
Yeah, just
we
record
would video it, and you would see it on open mic live.
Yep, just like Laura Loomer did. She filed a complaint and filed a lawsuit against who was that? Ilhan Omar for assault for one of her media people. That's just it's crazy. They think they're above the law, and they think that they can do whatever they want, and they think that they can say whatever they want, and there are no consequences for their actions. It's disgusting behavior, and it's unbecoming of a congressional member. And I believe that the people need to remove them. And I think that if anybody that is standing for or holding the American people hostage, not giving them the things that they have paid for, put in the system for them to have access to, and you are deciding to hold them hostage and give until illegals who have not earned it, which is the definition of DEI, who do not deserve it. They're not here. They're
Didn't
legally.
earn it. I like that.
Yep.
Then they are derelict of their duty and need to be removed from office.
Absolutely. Camden, I want to leave you with kind of let you kind of have a bit of a final word, because I love how we're able to do this. You're an anchor on Coastal Conservative News, which is Florida-based news. I think your generation is one of the first generations to want to get their news differently. You don't get it from just the square box that the cable company gets. So tell me a little bit, maybe you can leave us with a little bit of hope here on, do you think that you're seeing more and more young people wanting to see an alternative point of view? And if so, why do you think that's happening now more than ever?
It absolutely is, because, and when it started for me, I was just going to say 2020 is probably when I realized it. But a lot of people started waking up to all the lies that they were telling us, especially about the election, especially about COVID and the vaccine and all this stuff. And you just saw the news constantly call Trump Hitler, call him a Nazi. And then I would see actual video of him just saying great things. Everyone that knows him in person says he's a great person. So we saw the constant lies and deception, and now we're looking for something else. And I think it's a good thing. And that's why it's so important what you guys are doing here and Coastal Conservative News. Look to alternate sources, guys, because we're done with the mainstream lies. We know they have an agenda now. It's open in the air. Everyone sees it. So go to independent journalism and look at the real stuff going on and see other perspectives. So that's what we're doing. And young people, especially since Charlie Kirk got assassinated, are starting to stand up for themselves, including me. So if you guys want to continue to follow me, I'm on all platforms at Camden Trey B. You'll find me there. And then you'll see me weekly every Friday on Coastal Conservative News with Cam in the moment. So I'm looking forward to it. We're not going to stop fighting. This is just the beginning.
Yep. Just the beginning. I can't think of a better way to end it. Camden, you guys are amazing. Allie, I love you guys dearly. That's it for us here on Open Mic today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Till then, keep your mic open.